So a huge rumor got started today, and it's a rumor that's actually building on a lot of information and other previous rumors that we've had in the pretty recent past about the Nintendo NX, what's happening with the development kits, the production cycle, when we can expect to have the system revealed, released to the public, sold on store shelves, what kind of projections they're looking for. Is it going to be a console, a handheld, a hybrid? All of these different things that a lot of us have talked about and been kind of hearing rumors about the last, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 months or so, have been building to kind of the rumor that happened today. This has been what everyone has been talking about, at least within our community, the gaming community and the Nintendo community. Everyone's talking about the Nintendo NX and today's rumor that apparently they have officially, finally sent dev kits out to developers, which means the idea of them starting production before the end of the year this year might actually be holding true. Initially, the rumor was stating that they would start production of the actual, I don't know if it was supposed to be the dev kits or just the actual boxes themselves, the machine, the final machine themselves, by October this year, and here we are, like the middle of October, and the rumor about the dev kits apparently seems to be a true thing. Now, a lot of this is coming from the Wall Street Journal, and while the Wall Street Journal isn't a gaming publisher, a gaming news outlet, I should say, by any stretch of the imagination, they're pretty high profile, and it's very interesting that they're they certainly will dive into the world of tech, and this definitely qualifies as the world of tech. So it's interesting that they're the ones who kind of picked up on this piece of news. There's a lot of other places like GameNesia and Polygon and whatnot also talking about it now today as well. So pretty big reputable sites. All rumor. So I know there's the whole thing about some people, will and won't talk about rumors and whatnot. I enjoy talking about rumors when it's about something I care about, like gaming or Nintendo. So I certainly will, of course, add the disclaimer that this is only just me speculating and discussing on this as a rumor and discussing on what it could mean if it's true. That's why I like talking about rumors about something I care about, is because if it's true, it's kind of fun to theorize and sort of put my own opinions and spin on the news. So is Nintendo sending out dev kits for the NX right now, and what does that mean? I'm not going to lie, this feels pretty accurate, and it's shocking because when this news was first coming out, I just never believed that Nintendo would be preparing to have this system ready so soon, because I wanted to believe that they still believed in the Wii U, and maybe that was kind of foolish. It's certainly starting to seem that way, but that's what I wanted to believe, and it seems more and more likely that Nintendo is moving away from the Wii U and ready to prepare us for the NX, and I think that's horrible, it's tragic, it's sad, I love the Wii U, you've heard me say that many times, so I won't get into that. So that sad news being said, at that point, I start to just prepare myself for the NX and Nintendo's next generation, whatever they're going to do, and how will Nintendo fix the mistakes that they made with their most recent console. So I get excited at the prospect of the NX and what could be happening there. I want Nintendo to do really well. I believe in them. Even when they make a machine where they totally screw the pooch like the Wii U, I still love it. I love the damn thing. I think it's got the best library and it's got a great controller. And Nintendo made a lot of mistakes and third parties didn't get on board like we hoped, and now they're like this weird black sheep in the industry again, but whatever, Nintendo will bounce back, they always do, and I really hope that the NX can be that. So I'm hopeful and wishful and positively awaiting the Nintendo NX. So now there's the rumor that they're sending out dev kits. Like I said, this feels pretty true. I don't know why, but it just seems like it's right. We haven't had any solid brand new news from Nintendo about anything really since E3, and we all know how E3 panned out, which was sadly not very awesome. Despite having some great games to show, no surprises, nothing that really blew the doors open, and a lot of things that we were expecting but didn't get at all. So that didn't go too well. Then, the horrible news about Iwata passing, the Nintendo Direct feed sort of went away. They recently confirmed that Directs are going to continue, which is really great. People are starting to get antsy for the Nintendo Directs, which I get it, guys, but calm down. Give them some time to kind of still recoup and figure out what they're doing going forward. It's actually kind of eerie when you look at it, how at E3 Reggie mentioned a few times the whole concept of transition and Nintendo being sort of in a transitional state, 2 months or a month and a half or so before Iwata ended up passing. And I just think that still holds true. And it's almost like he or Nintendo knew what was going to be happening. And I think that we're just in the midst of Nintendo's transition. They're dealing with a lot, losing their CEO, finding a new guy, figuring out what's happening with their current home console, their handheld, which is doing very well. What are they doing with their new next generation hardware? What about this game, that game, trying to maintain a holiday library for this holiday lineup for this year and make sure that there's momentum in 2016 for both the Wii U and whatever they're doing with the NX. I mean, I just can't imagine. There's so many moving pieces, I think, in Nintendo right now. And, I think that they're just doing the best that they can to stay afloat, as far as like, their emotions, their business sense, their business practices, putting in place business models for the future. There's just so much going on. So it's like, okay, we want these Nintendo Directs, we want all these things from Nintendo. We got to give them time. They're still a company. They're made up of human beings trying to figure out the best way to do business, to be successful, and also make us happy. Because contrary to popular belief, any company, gaming company or otherwise, they do still want to make their consumer happy. Obviously, they'll make stupid, shitty, boneheaded decisions, and sometimes they really mess things up. But I really believe that most companies still want to try to make us happy, and I absolutely believe that with Nintendo. So they're trying to find the balance going forward. So we get back, to the main topic here, the main rumor about if the dev kits are going out. There's a couple other pieces of information I want to talk about this. Again, all rumor, and this is just me theorizing on rumor here. One, that the dev kits are being sent out or have already been sent out to a lot of developers right now. Two, that apparently the rumors are coming back. The word is coming back that the tech within these dev kits and what the NX is going to be is incredibly powerful, much more powerful than the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. There was a quote that I saw on a random Facebook post somewhere about industry-leading tech. And hey, that's very exciting. I super like that idea, of course. And the other thing that really people haven't been talking about too much, Alex, who is ActiveSyn Gaming, I know talked about this a little bit as well, and I appreciated that. Apparently, part of this report says that it is officially a console and handheld hybrid. I guess the dev kit is kind of making that aware to people that is what the NX is going to be, or part of what the NX's program or model is going to be. And that's been a discussion for a while, the Fusion thing. Are they going to merging their handheld and their console divisions a couple years ago? Is that what's going to happen with the NX? And that's part of this rumor as well today. So all those different things are happening there. When I think about the dev kits going out, I think, well, okay, I guess the hardware in the system is pretty much finalized or very close to it. To me, it says that they're not really manufacturing the boxes of the machines yet, which is good. I think that this does mean, though, we already know that they're going to reveal the system next year in 2016, but the big conversation is, would they also launch the platform in 2016? And I've gone so back and forth on that idea, and I don't really want it to be 2016, but you guys, it's going to be, especially with this rumor. If this rumor held true, maybe it's not true, but let's pretend that this rumor is true. This thing is coming out next year. Nintendo, they don't have enough going on in the Wii U. I have doubts about Pikmin 4 and Zelda as far as them appearing on the Wii U or in what capacity they'll appear on the Wii U. I think Nintendo has to play it smart, and I hate to agree with this being smart, but this would be the smart decision. Take Pikmin 4 and Zelda and make those launch or near launch titles for the Wii U, and holy shit, that would be huge. So successful for their next platform. They've got to do it. And remember, there's a huge part of me, oh, sorry guys. There's a huge part of me that doesn't want that to happen. So I'm not speaking necessarily from a place of opinion about what I really want with these games, but man, they would be absolutely smart to do so. That's what needs to happen with these things. So maybe that really means that this platform is going to come out next year in 2016. And at this point, much to my chagrin, I'm just going to say, hey, okay, that's what's going to be happening. That's what you got to do, Nintendo. I get it. We're at that point where you have to release this system next year, and the Wii U's got to go bye-bye. And it really sucks, man. It blows for the Wii U, but it is what it is. And like I said, I'm just getting more and more excited for the NX, so I'm just ready for Nintendo to show us their new hardware and their new ideas and plans going forward and see what they're doing to kind of innovate in the gaming space. And I believe in them, man. I've got faith, but it's going to be really interesting, and it's going to be a very sad tale for the Wii U. Now, the other aspect to this about if it's industry-leading tech, is this really more powerful than the PS4 and the Xbox One? And I've talked about that a little bit, and a lot of people have talked about it, and I've noticed some people have some really harsh reactions to that idea and that topic, like, it shouldn't matter if it's powerful. Power and graphics, shouldn't matter, and or not that it shouldn't matter, because I think that's a different conversation. Specifically talking about Nintendo and the NX, it shouldn't be important, and it's not right for them to focus on that, and, like, I don't know. I am not a graphics whore at all, but I have to say that in the position Nintendo's in now, it is important. It is important for them, you guys. Like, they need to be able to, not just to be competitive and have some sort of competitive edge over Sony or Microsoft specifically. I mean, I think that is actually important, but not as much that as it is that it's just what they need to make relevant gaming today. It's just a lot of gamers, we have a certain standard, and I don't think that you have to make everything groundbreaking as far as visuals, but I do think that it's okay for us to look for a certain visual quality. It does make things exciting. All of us who say graphics don't matter, when Zelda The Wind Waker comes out and it's gorgeous, we're going to tell everyone, oh my god, look how great this looks. I'm excited about The Wind Waker because it looks beautiful. We're excited about Fatal Frame 5 now because the game looks beautiful. Like, we like that stuff. It's okay to like graphics. You can't hang your hat on it, and you shouldn't use it to incite console wars or to throw fodder at other gamers, and you shouldn't use it to necessarily say this system is officially better than another system or this game is better than another game. But if you remove all that political, you know, console war bullshit from the conversation, pretty graphics are nice. And in 2015, pretty graphics should live up to a specific standard, I think. They don't have to be the best and the most revolutionary, but they have to be a certain level of good. And this is coming from someone who thinks that the Wii U absolutely gives the visuals that make me happy. But if they're going to try to make this successful going forward, and they're trying to fix some of the things that maybe held back the Wii U's success, it's just a true thing to say the visuals are part of it. So they need to make something that's visually on par with the standard that a lot of us and a lot of gamers want and need and demand in 2015, 2016, 2017, and beyond to sustain a long period of time. Because people who make games will need machines and hardware that are able to do that, to keep up with what's happening. There's nothing wrong with asking for that or enjoying that or even kind of demanding it. It's just normal, and it doesn't have to sacrifice Nintendo's principles or innovation either. I think that's why some people sort of get down on the visuals conversation and how much power that the NX maybe should or shouldn't have. Is I think a lot of people think that you would either have to focus on the innovation or you have to focus on the power and the visuals. And no, you don't. You can focus on both. You can focus on neither, you can focus on one or the other, or you can focus on both. And I think this is a situation where I would like to see Nintendo focus on both. You know, I still know that I'll probably enjoy and get out of this next machine what I need to get out of it. But when I think about the larger picture and trying to make it more successful for maybe a larger audience, which, let's be honest, that would be good for Nintendo, I think that it would be nice if they were able to focus on their innovation, which I absolutely think they are, and make it very appropriate hardware-wise. And, you know, long story, not short at all, it sounds like that's what they're doing according to this other part of the rumor, that it is, again, industry-leading tech. So, very interesting to kind of see that rumor going on there. And although I don't need industry-leading tech, I'm happy to hear about it, and I would love to see that be true for Nintendo. Nintendo would be blowing the doors open on gaming if they took their industry-leading tech console and put the next Zelda and the next Mario Galaxy and the next Metroid and a console Fire Emblem and another Star Fox and Pikmin 4 on that machine. I mean, you guys, you can say we don't need the best graphics in the world, but as soon as Pikmin 4 or Zelda or Metroid comes out and looks better than any video game that's ever been created, you will be very happy. We will all be very happy and say, look at what Nintendo's doing. They have the best graphics, and now we're going to tout Nintendo as the best graphics. That's what's going to happen. We'll say graphics don't matter while Nintendo has the least powerful system, and as soon as they would maybe have the most powerful system, it's all about the graphics, baby. That's what'll probably happen. And it's too bad. It shouldn't happen that way. But whatever. Anyway, I'm getting long in the tooth about that subject. The last element, the console handheld hybrid. So this idea is cool, and it's been a conversation for a long time. Some other people I know have talked about it. Jamie Butterworthy, you know, one of the first guys on YouTube I got to know. He's been really big on the whole fusion thing for a really long time. We've talked about it a couple times, and he's had some really good theories. He gets really excited at the idea. A lot of people do. And I have nothing against it, and I think that it would be a pretty neat idea to see. It doesn't really get me excited. I think that's my whole thing about the whole, oh, it's going to be like a, you take it on the go, and then you play it at home, and then whatever ideas come with the whole concept of a console handheld hybrid. It's certainly cool, and if anyone would make it awesome, Nintendo would make it awesome, but I don't really, care about that idea. It's just not getting me, Rob, excited. I will not be disappointed if and when it turned out to be true, provided it looked great, and I do believe it would look great. So I wouldn't be disappointed, but I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's not something I need. I just don't think, like, I need to be able to do that. Like, I'm a really busy guy. I play my 3DS enough. My console stuff, I mean, it's fine for me to just play it at home on my TV. So I don't know how Nintendo or any company could create this idea of a console handheld hybrid and make it really applicable to just my gaming life as somebody who's really busy with a career, a full-time band, a full-time girlfriend, and many other hobbies and things that I do, including running a YouTube channel and also being able to play video games on my spare time, which I do a lot. And it's like, my gaming time doesn't demand for a console handheld hybrid to exist. But maybe if this is what's happening with the NX, according to these rumors, maybe when they finally show us what it means for a console to be able to do both, maybe it will fit into my lifestyle, and I'll probably be very excited for it. So it's interesting to see what's happening there. That's one thing that very specifically I want to hear as many of you guys in the comments discuss as possible, because I want to get a better kind of understanding of where gamers really stand with that concept. Is that exciting to you guys? Does it sound like something that's like a really important thing that's needed for gaming? Is it needed for Nintendo? Will it make gaming better for you? Does it make sense for your life, you think, when you think of the concept of how that could work together? A machine that is both a handheld and a console at the same time, or whatever that means. Is that important to you? Is it exciting to you? Or are you kind of like me where you don't really know if you care? Because I think that's the best way I can think of to put it for myself, is I don't know that I care about that idea. But again, I'm not down on it, nor will I be disappointed, unless it looks like complete trash and it's maybe ruining what could be an otherwise great system. That'd be the only reason I'd be down on it. But I don't expect that to happen. I believe in Nintendo. If their quirky new innovative idea for their new machine is the Fusion hybrid handheld console thing, then I'm sure that they're going to deliver. I know that they will make that awesome. So, you know, that's apparently what's being reported, you know, again, from the Wall Street Journal and Gamenesia and all these other things and all these other places. A lot going on, and people have been talking about it like crazy. Here's my 20-minute video about it, you know. All rumor. Again, I'm just talking about rumor. None of this stuff is confirmed. It all feels pretty good, fairly legit. I think dev kits might actually be going out. I like that dev kits are going out because it means that they might be shipping these out to a lot of third-party companies. And, you know, there's been talks about Square and EA and stuff jumping back on board and what's going on there, and Dragon Quest 15 or a million, whatever it is that the new Dragon Quest is. Was it 11? I think it was 11. All these different things, you know, and so I like the idea of the dev kits, you know, going to third parties, and third parties hopefully being excited and wanting to work with Nintendo again. I know that's another big hot button topic right now, is Nintendo and third parties. Do we need them? Do we not? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I think that Nintendo is the only company that could exist and not have to need third parties, but I want third parties to work with Nintendo. I want third-party games on my Nintendo machine, and I want those relationships to be solid and healed. Trust me, even whether you like these companies or not, it's good for Nintendo. It is absolutely, it's good for the gaming industry to have Nintendo on that same level playing field as Sony and Microsoft. It's good not just for Nintendo, for everybody. It's good, it's healthy for the industry. We need these relationships to be happening this way. I think it's not mandatory, but it's good. And anyway, I might make a video just about that one day, but I don't want to get into that now. So anyway, that's what's going on. I think I'll call it there. That's my very long-winded thoughts about all these rumors from today that everyone's talking about. It's interesting stuff. It's all a rumor. None of it could turn out to be true, but it's fun to talk about. I enjoy having this conversation with you guys and hearing what you have to say about all this. There was a lot of news that came out of this couple articles here about what's going on with Nintendo and the NX, and are we really just months away, right here on the cusp of the official reveal of the NX? Does this mean that the NX will launch in 2016? I hope to God it doesn't launch in the summer like the first rumor said. That will be so unfortunate, man. I really hope it's not the summer. Make it the big holiday thing next year, Nintendo. If you're going to do it in 2016, at least do it in November, like a traditional holiday console launch. I think that's the smartest move that they could make. But yeah, I think that being said, you know, I'm pretty much going to call it. Those are my thoughts there. Share all your opinions on all these crazy rumors and these crazy thoughts below. Definitely get into it. I want to hear, especially about the Fusion hybrid stuff. Very interesting stuff. So I'm going to call it. That's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You are awesome. This is Rob of Rule of 2 Review. Messed up my own channel, Rob of Rule of 2 Review, and I'll catch you guys next time on another video.